Tyran Stokes is a big target for Kentucky and has postponed his visit to the Cats. Is this bad and terrible? Strange, to say the least. Let's analyze the news. The news of Tyran Stokes, widely considered the #1 player in the class of 2026, deciding to postpone his official visit to Lexington, has brought to light an intriguing dynamic in the competitive college recruiting landscape. More than just a change in the schedule, this decision carries with it nuances that could significantly influence the course of the upcoming seasons for both the Kentucky Wildcats and their direct rivals, especially the Kansas Jayhawks. Tyran Stokes, with his impressive physique and multifaceted skills, is the type of athlete that seems like a dream come true for any elite college program. His unique combination of size, strength, and athleticism has raised expectations about the impact he can make at the college level. Compared to the NCAA's dominant forwards and even the NBA's emerging stars, Stokes isn't just a prospect, he's a potential phenom. And in that context, the decision to postpone his visit to Kentucky isn't going unnoticed. Stokes' move, while still shrouded in uncertainty, could be interpreted as a positive sign for Kansas, which recently hosted the young talent on an official visit in the spring. The fact that the player prioritized trips to Louisville and Lawrence before reconsidering his move to Lexington suggests that Kansas is cementing its position as a strong contender in the race to sign him. However, it would be rash to rule out Kentucky at this point. After all, this is an institution that has established itself as an undisputed powerhouse in recruiting elite players for decades. Pope's mandate is to attract not just bright talent, but youngsters who can integrate into Kentucky's competitive and culturally diverse team. Stokes, with his versatile profile and winning mentality, would be a natural fit in that context. However, the postponement of his visit raises questions about how the program can adjust its strategy to stay in the running. It's important to note that college basketball recruiting is an art that is both complex and unpredictable. While the lack of a rescheduled date for Stokes' visit may seem worrisome to some, it also leaves room for reflection and refinement. The Kentucky Wildcats, with their state-of-the-art infrastructure, winning tradition, and network of accomplished alumni, remain a highly attractive destination for any ambitious athlete. Furthermore, Pope's experience in building genuine connections with players could be the deciding factor when Stokes finally decides his future. On the other hand, Kansas's growing interest should not be underestimated. The Jayhawks have a long history of success and a passionate fan base, factors that certainly weigh in the balance. Stokes' recent visit to Lawrence was surrounded by excitement and speculation, and the fact that he postponed his trip to Kentucky may indicate that the relationship between the player and the Kansas program is growing stronger. The competition for the young wing doesn't end there, though. Other prestigious programs are watching closely and could enter the fray as the recruiting cycle progresses. In this strategic chess game, every move matters. For Kentucky, the key now is to stay calm and continue working behind the scenes to ensure Stokes realizes the unique value the program offers. The momentary absence of a visit doesn't diminish the appeal of donning the blue and white uniform, representing one of the biggest fan bases in the country and playing in one of the most iconic arenas in college sports. If history teaches us anything, it's that the Kentucky Wildcats know how to turn challenges into opportunities. Tyran Stokes' decision will be determined by a number of factors, from alignment with his personal ambitions to where he can maximize his development as a player. Meanwhile, Pope remains in a position of strength. The postponement of the visit may just be a momentary pause in a journey that promises to be full of twists and turns and excitement. I wonder if this guy will actually come. That's weird. Pope is assembling a roster full of local and national talent to take the program to new heights. Among the gems of this project are two names that already generate great expectations: Jasper and Malachi Moreno, both Kentucky natives, and symbols of Pope's commitment to local recruiting. Jasper, a five-star point guard from Woodford County High School, is seen as a key piece for Pope's plans next season. With his exceptional playmaking and shooting ability, Johnson has all the tools to make an immediate impact in the competitive SEC landscape. Pope himself does not hide his excitement when talking about the young prodigy. "I think Jasper is a star," said the coach, emphasizing the rookie's transformative potential. "I expect him to come in and be great. For every rookie, there's a learning curve, but Jasper has an incredible skill set. There are very few players who can shoot when they want, but he can." Pope's confidence in Johnson reflects not only the player's technical quality, but also his strategic role in the Wildcats' new offensive system. As a versatile point guard, Johnson can both lead the team and act as a constant threat on the perimeter, something that will be crucial against the conference's physical and aggressive defenses. In addition, his Lexington heritage adds an emotional and symbolic element to his arrival. Representing the city that saw him grow up while wearing the blue and white jersey is a dream few get to fulfill, and Pope believes that special connection can propel Johnson to great things from the start. But Jasper won't be alone in his quest to lead the Wildcats back to the top. Malachi Moreno, another Kentucky native who has committed to the program, is also being touted as a key player for the future. Although still in the early stages of development, Moreno has been attracting the attention of college evaluators and even the NBA. His continued development has impressed everyone, including Pope, who was full of praise when speaking about the youngster. It seems like every day the evaluators fall more in love with him. He keeps getting better. We're excited to have him, the coach said, highlighting Moreno's potential to become a dominant force in the coming years. Pope's enthusiasm for his two bluegrass products goes beyond their individual abilities. There's a greater meaning to bringing homegrown talent to represent the state on one of college basketball's most prestigious stages. This approach not only strengthens the bond between the program and the community, but also reaffirms Pope's commitment to building a genuine identity for the Wildcats. By relying on players who grew up breathing the culture of Kentucky basketball, the coach is creating a powerful narrative that resonates with both the most traditional fans and the new generations. However, the expectations for Johnson and Moreno cannot be separated from the highly competitive context of the SEC. The conference is known for being one of the most challenging in the country, with storied programs like Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas always ready to steal glances. In the SEC specifically, teams like Tennessee, Auburn, and Arkansas have invested heavily in recruiting and development, making each game an epic battle. For Jasper Johnson, the pressure of living up to his star status from the start will be intense, but it could also be the fuel he needs to get the most out of his talent. The combination of skill, mentality, and emotional connection to the state makes Jasper and Malachi key players for the future of the program. While Johnson promises to shine right away, Moreno could follow a more gradual but equally impactful path. Together, they represent renewed hope for a team looking to regain its prominent position on the national scene. If Jasper Johnson and Malachi Moreno can translate their potential into results on the court, the Wildcats could be a great team this season with the help of these guys. Now speaking of Ree Potter, a Lexington native who grew up dreaming of wearing the blue and white jersey of the Kentucky Wildcats, is now about to realize that dream after an unusual and meaningful journey. Potter, who stands out for his versatility and modern skills for a player his size, never imagined that his career would take him back to his roots. After a solid season at Miami of Ohio, where he demonstrated efficiency in three-point shooting and showed the ability to contribute in several facets of the game, he received a message that he initially thought was a joke. It was Kentucky assistant, Coach Cody Fugger, who reached out, and Potter's initial reaction reflects something bigger. The idea that, even in 2025, certain opportunities seemed too good to be true. "You know how things work these days," Potter said during his appearance on Aaron Torres' podcast, referring to digital culture and the many misleading or false messages that circulate on social media. To him, the idea that Kentucky would actually be interested seemed surreal. Pope said, "Ree Potter is a legend at Lexington Catholic. He's a tall, big man who has a unique combination of mobility and skill. Reese can pass, shoot, and protect the rim, and he's an exceptional fit for what we do. Most importantly, he truly understands what it means to wear a Kentucky jersey, and that connection is crucial. In a sport where players often choose programs far from their home to seek exposure or maximize their recruiting profiles, there's something deeply symbolic about seeing a player like Potter return to his roots. He won't just be representing himself when he steps into Rupp Arena this fall. He'll be representing an entire community that watched him grow up and develop his love of basketball." From a coaching standpoint, Potter brings attributes that could prove valuable in Pope's system. His 36+% three-point shooting is a significant differentiator in an era where centers need to stretch opposing defenses. Additionally, his ability to protect the rim and distribute the ball with a keen vision of the game makes him a multifunctional player, capable of adapting to the different needs of the team. Of course, like any player who joins an elite program, he will face challenges ahead. The transition to the intensity and competitiveness of the SEC will require adjustments, but Potter's potential to thrive under Pope's guidance is clear. Ree Potter is a living example of the power of dreams and the importance of valuing one's roots. For young Kentucky athletes, his journey serves as an inspiration, showing that, no matter the detours along the way, it is possible to return home and be part of something bigger than yourself. Along with other local talents like Trent Noah, Jasper Johnson, and Malachi Moreno, Potter forms a core that represents not only the future of Kentucky basketball, but also the essence of what the program has always wanted to be. A reflection of the passion, dedication, and pride of the state that bears his name. And we want to see Pope continue this next season. Comment below.